welcome back to Outside the Box, an MLS podcast. You officially have just hit the World Cup break. The World Cup starts in less than 2 weeks. I'm joined in the meantime with Jeremy Peterman.
MLS is now on pause. My regular life can resume. I have since become forklift certified. That's right. Let's go, baby.
Gotta love being certified, especially forklift certified. I'm also joined by maybe Twitter. Twitter clarified? Wait, what was it?
Certified? Verified?
Certified. Twitter certified.
It's verified, yeah.
Major League Shill. Daniel, how you doing?
I have a verified Twitter account.
Certified Twitter guy.
I was like, whoa, when did I pay for the blue check mark? Hey guys, I just want to point out that Jeremy's life is Major League Soccer, so his life is actually more boring, and his real life is actually on pause for a forklift hobby. Big forklift guy.
I do want to say we missed you last week. I have to read this comment live on the stream because I don't know if you guys saw this, but last week we did our State of the League pod. We just gave 3 good things about MLS, 3 not so good things. We could have used a little bit more shill there because apparently someone says, congratulations on having some of the worst, most bitter takes I have ever read. Sounds like you want the MLS to remain mediocre. Pathetic. Shill, we could have used you last week.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't you talk about my boys like that. Get the fuck out of here.
This is not your burner.
Baby.
This is not your burner.
What?
Is this your burner?
No. What was the name?
Charlotte fan 334. No. We're also joined by Josh Bathtub
on the phone for today because the last MLS podcast we did broke my laptop.
Hey man, when you're having some of the most bitter takes, that's going to happen to your laptop from time to time. So very sorry to have spilled the virus outside the box, really. But fellas, we're at the midway point. Not necessarily the midway point, but I mean this break is as much of a 2 halves of a season as we can get. We have had 8 head coach sackings. One recently, of course, is Phil Neville. And we have to have, of course, since it's the most recent of news, we need to have Jeremy just.
I don't think it is the most recent one, Juan.
No, it is not. It's not
the one that happened today.
Carnell happened today? I thought that
happened today.
Carnell happened today, but Phil Neville's the most exciting one.
Phil Neville, for the sake of this pod, Phil Neville's the most fun.
Is it?
Gaffer Phil?
Okay, well, let's talk about Carnell. Josh.
Hold on, I brought props.
Yeah, you did.
This is Bradley Carnell in his first 2 seasons in St. Louis. This is Bradley Carnell in his first 2 seasons in Philadelphia. They're the exact same picture. I've seen this before. I've played these games before. We've seen this before. Bradley Carnell takes over for a new team, brings a new style of soccer, built in Red Bull territory, I guess. That's Carnell ball. It's 4-2-2-2 all the way with fast counterattacks and winning the ball high up the field. And then his team collapses from the first season to the second season, and he ends up getting canned. So
unjustly or justly so? What do we think?
Look, you win the Shield at Philadelphia, right? Who really cares about the Shield? I'm just saying. When it comes down to it, who really is asked whenever the New England Revolution fan stands up and says, but we won the 2021 Supporters Shield? Who's asked? Who cares?
Why is that though?
I just think that it's not in the spirit of the league. If I'm being honest, there's a reason that we have an MLS Cup. That's the thing that people always go all the way out for, and it is the climax. If it was the case where the Shield mattered more, then it wouldn't be decided before the playoffs even start. Like we have a Shield winner before MLS Cup even starts, and it's like, okay, so. And this is coming from a Kansas City native. The Shield was made by a University of Kansas student at the University of Kansas in the 90s, and you can look that up. That is verified. So like, I grew up 15 minutes south of the University of Kansas, and it's like I don't even care about it. It's just not. It's just MLS Cup is what we're all about here. So, look, is it a trophy? Yes. Do the Union? I mean, the Union have won Shields in the past. And with that, I think that it doesn't taste as good as an MLS Cup. I think if Carnell had won MLS Cup, he would have had more in the tank for this league, and maybe he wouldn't have gotten sacked. But he's won one game in 8 months. You can't keep a coach who's won one game in 8 months. Even Sporting KC has won more than that this season. So when push comes to shove, Andy was given a transfer window. He was given a transfer window to like bring in his guys. Sure, he had to, he lost Baribo and that didn't help, but he still was able to bring in his guys and Kai Wagner. And it's like, yeah, that's good, but like you have to replace him. You got to replace him though. You're given the trust to replace him. Do I think that part of that
is that Carnell or is that
part of it falls on the front office, and that's why there's no more Ernst Tanner. Too.
Yeah.
Is that why there's no more Ernst Tanner?
Well, it's the same as like the Bruce Arena comments a little bit, right? Where it's like,
right,
they had to fire him for something.
But the difference is that we know what Ernst Tanner said. We still do not know what Bruce Arena said.
Release the Bruce tapes. No, that's also true. But unfortunately, in this world, what matters on the pitch usually means more than what they say off the pitch, and
right.
That's just how it is. So a part of that is on the front office of Philadelphia. I feel like any coach probably would have struggled in that environment, and the Union Carnell was unfortunate in that he had covered up the scratches well enough for so long, but eventually the cracks start to show. Push comes to shove, what's the one thing that you can really do in this offseason or in the middle of the season? It is sack your coach.
Man, because I think about it to Greg Vanney. Like, he won MLS Cup, and then the following year had a historically worst season ever with the Galaxy. Much like this was this year's Galaxy. The thing is, I can't help but feel, though, like even worse for the Union here, because it's not like they have been the team like the Galaxy who have all the trophies, right? Like there's something to be said about just Philly's lot right now with I mean, they spent so much on this Ezekiel Alado kid, you know what I mean? And he has not been as delivered. Like who makes that signing, and we'll see what it looks like a year from now, because he's a project piece, right? But still, it's like you're giving a project piece to Carnell in his second season. Like, he should have had a lot more guns, especially no Kai Wagner replacement. I think that's what ultimately fucked them more than Glesnes or Baribo. But Daniel, you got any thoughts on Carnell's sacking?
My main thought was, if he was the head coach of the LA Galaxy right now, he probably would have received a 3-year extension for winning that Shield. Look, I just want to backtrack a little bit on what Josh said. The Shield is important. It is important. It is important to qualify.
I do like the Shield.
I love the Shield. A regular season champ is something to celebrate in the moment. It gives your fans something to be excited about. I think winning the CCC is still the highest bar that you can set, and the most important thing is getting to the CCC to begin with, right? And Jeremy's throwing up his hand. I'm sure he has a comment there.
You're wearing a goddamn Sounders jersey, and you're saying that. Are you kidding me?
I'm a bad guy. Kiss the badge.
No, don't do that.
Oh.
But no, winning the Shill is important, right? But it's not enough to save your job. And my thoughts on Carnell is he's had a year or two opportunities with other teams, and I failed to identify talent and failed to make his teams better when they've actually struggled. I feel for the guy. He inherited a team that's lost his spine. Is he somebody that I trust to build that spine back up? No, because he proved at St. Louis that he couldn't do that either. So
no, that's not true either. Because he didn't even get to like when they sacked Carnell before Marcel Hartel, Cedric Toiker, like all these guys came in. That's when I felt like most bad for him because it's like, yeah, like the season was rough, but you had reinforcements coming on. The reinforcements are coming, and then he got sacked, and then of course, like the thing is that ended up bouncing back with Philly in their first season. Like this is his team, yeah, but it's also a team like, you know, this could have been year 2 of Ian Glavinovich, right? Like from last season. Like there's just a lot of like unfortunate shit that just happens. Like your Ezekiel Alado doesn't produce. It's like I can't help but just feel like this is all on Ernst Tanner. Like all of it.
But
of the two, like which would you rather have around?
Like Philly's ownership is also shown over like time. Like 1, they want to win, and 2, like if you're not winning, they'll fire you. Because look at how many games Jim Curtin won there. And the second that they had a bad year, he was like, "Nope, we're done. This project's over." And then they got Carnell. So
I still think that was a dumb idea from Philly.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't. I'm not buying the ownership argument here. I don't. If you're not spending, you don't care. That's how I see it.
Well, I mean, they are spending. They've reset their transfer record over the past 2 seasons, spending it on 2 strikers.
Would it go from 2 million in a window to 2.5 million in a window?
I mean, Alado was like relatively pricey, but Damiani was also relatively pricey too. He was a young DP, still is. You know what's really funny about that? You've reset your transfer record twice in the past 2 years for 2 different strikers. They've combined for 6 shots on target this year. And finally, Damiani broke his league duck this past weekend in Miami. He finally got a league goal this year. Is that necessarily ownership's fault for bad investment? Or is Bradley Carnell an idiot for playing Indiana Vasilev over Calvin Sullivan? Like the argument for what's gone wrong in Philly this year is very clearly both are at fault. It's both the sporting director for jettisoning, I think, too many players they had to. They probably had a gentleman's agreement with Wagner, but that's the number one guy you need to have if he goes, we're getting him type of replacement for. And then also it's on Carnell for some really stupid personnel decisions. And understanding that, wow, our attack isn't creating, but at least I have my boy, my Indiana Vasilev. You remember that meme where it's that one guy who's like, he's got like all this stuff behind him. He's like carrying away an entire household worth of items. And then there's a guy right next to him, and he's just holding a single box. The guy with an entire house behind him is saying, "Oh, well, is that all you need?" The guy who's holding the box is Bradley Carnell. He's got Indiana Vasilev in that box, and he says, "Yes, I've got all that I need." So when you're looking at a situation like this, where you go from supporter shield winners, maybe a little fraudulent, if we were gonna lie, like Philly was good last year. I didn't think they were amazing. I didn't think they were shield winning quality, but they did. They got there. They got the points necessary to do it. And this is just the typical Bradley Carnell second season syndrome. I feel worse for him at St. Louis when this happened to him there. And God, this year is just not good for Philadelphia. not good. Like Nathan Harriel's posting on Instagram about like we need to be better. Dear God, boys. Dear God. Daniel, what do you have to say? You look pensive.
A follow-up question. I am echoing so much. Do you guys hear that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I think it's you, Jeremy. I think I'm echoing through you. Anyway, follow-up question is if he does not win the Shield last year, do we think he's fired this year? Because I was sitting here, I was thinking like analogies, because we're going to get to Donadol and we're talking about Carnell, like really, really short-term coaches with their teams, right? Donadell's like, okay, if you don't water your grass for a long period of time, you can't expect to have a good lawn and green grass, right? So Donadell firing like doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But if Carnell doesn't win the Shield last year and the expectations going into this year aren't set a little higher, do we think he still gets canned?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, if you start the way they started, I probably think they fire him sooner.
I like that answer.
Because I mean,
Possible.
I think him being coach of the year and supporter shield winner, like that had to have bought him some more time that, I mean, a guy like Donadell won't get, or even like Rydstrom, you know what I mean? Like, like there is something to be said about, hey, I was coach of the year. Like, let me work this through. And honestly, like there was some matches where I was like, damn, if only Philly like could have just finished this chance here, right? Like the game they broke their streak with was against the Slump Busters, CF Montreal, right? But before then, like they were going on the road to like, and this is why I'm always so hesitant on Champions League and Shield, because I think next season, when we start to get more balanced schedules, I think then the Shield will matter a bit more. Like if you're a Western Conference team and you only play 4 to 6 different Eastern Conference teams, like the Shield really does not mean, doesn't have that weight,
True.
But if it's two game series against every team in the West, and then you play because I think that was something to be said about the regions. And then that's the thing is like, we're about to enter some weirdness with MLS. This is truly the last MLS season of this, because like this is kind of the season finale of MLS 3.0, as you may say, like ahead of the World Cup. We'll talk about that more later, but I don't fault people for like firing their coaches. Everyone's trying to get on the boat. You know what I mean? When the last one, but can Philly do it, guys? Or are they cooked?
Can they do what?
To do anything this season? Like this is just their season. 11 points out of 9th right now.
It depends on who they bring in and what they get up to in the transfer window. Like it's obvious they need players. It's obvious they need a new coach. Like they've already appointed a new sporting director. So what is going to be the roadmap forward for them? Probably not a playoff spot, but I don't know if it's just like, we build for the future, we play some more academy kids. Like, I don't really know what their plan is. Like, it's just already a lost season. They just need to play as much of the players that they've bought already, and then try and find some needed upgrades, particularly at left back. And I think they'll be fine for the future. But honestly, this season's already lost.
Tough. Anyone disagree?
I think they would need to expect Toronto to remain the same, Orlando to remain the same, Columbus to get worse, NYC to get worse, Charlotte to get worse, Red Bulls to get worse, and I just don't see that happening for them to be like, I don't see all of those dominoes aligning for them to be a playoff team.
I absolutely can see that though. Like none of those teams have proven anything.
I agree, but if they've proven nothing, then Philly's proven even less.
Okay.
Damn, tough.
That's a good
Bars.
word. So let's see, fellas. Where does Carnell end up, Jeremy?
Where does Carnell end up? God, he joins a team who fires their head coach at the end of the season for the sprint season, just so they can get the Bradley Carnell coach bump for the sprint season, and then they fire him in December 2027.
So he stays in MLS, is what you're saying.
I think he stays in MLS. I mean, he does have a track record of being really successful in year one. He does play a pretty defined system, a system that can produce results in the regular season and then crap their pants in the playoffs. But for some MLS teams, that might be good enough. In a sprint season, a congested schedule, I can definitely see a team talking themselves into him. I don't know what that team is yet, but it's certainly not a team that already has a head coaching vacancy.
Joss?
A manager who has been in the Red Bull system, who hasn't had too much success, has been successful, but hasn't had too much success. The only logical explanation is that he drops off the face of the planet for a couple seasons and emerges as the assistant coach at Manchester United.
Yes!
He also shaves his head. He goes full Armis.
What a callback. Oh my god.
And then eventually, hello, Kansas
No.
City.
No.
Daniel? No, he's got to stop at Colorado first, bro.
I think I remember Tom Bogert tweet saying that Louisville City FC needed a new manager.
Ooh.
USL head coach?
Yeah, but that's like a USL name brand. Like, you know what I mean? You're still playing in a similar environment when you're at home, and it's a team that likes to win. And he has won 2 Shields in 5 years, which to Joss means nothing, but to me means pretty
He didn't win the Shield in St. Louis.
What Shield?
He got pretty close.
Top of the West.
We'll take it. He was within 5 points in 2021 then, if I remember.
No, 2023.
3? Oh my gosh, where's the time gone? I feel like
the first year St. Louis were in the league, yeah.
2021 top of the West was the Rapids.
It's a good callback.
That's how I know it's getting 21 is getting further and further, guys. Like I'm starting to remember it less and less.
Oh, you're telling me 2021's getting further and further away, Juanners. Are you kidding me? On that note, let's transition to the next most recently fired coach.
My pick was MLS assistant coach. I think he goes the Freddie Juarez route, but take it away, Jeremy. Tell us about Phil Neville, man.
I wish I could sit here and tell you that I fully wrapped my mind around the entirety of Phil Neville's tenure. All I'm going to say is my first reaction was I should probably be nice to this guy now that he's fired, because he's no longer the head coach of the Portland Timbers. And as a result, I don't really have to think about it that much. I don't really have to think about Phil Neville as the head coach of the Portland Timbers anymore. And that in itself can be a little bit freeing, particularly with the way they played this year, the way they ended 2025, the way they ended 2024. I think that rather than talking about Neville, I think this is more so a time to really key in on Ned Grabavoy's time as the Portland Timbers general manager, which, to be fair, Neville was the 4th permanent head coach in Timbers history. Grabavoy is only the 2nd general manager since they entered the league in 2011. And Gavin Wilkinson, who Joss, hi, Gavin Wilkinson. I just mentioned Gavin Wilkinson. I have to do that, given Peter Vermes is flirting with him.
We're a David Lee household now.
Sure, bud. What Wilkinson did, besides just flout the laws of morality, was he never invested in the academy. He trusted foreign imports more than anything. And it seems like that strategy is kind of carried over in the first few years of Ned Grabavoy's time as general manager. And Ned has had to make a few big decisions. Nothing like earth-shattering outside of firing Giovanni Savarese, which was widely agreed it was the right thing to do at the time, selling Evander, and hiring Phil Neville. I feel like those are the three biggest decisions they had to make. And only one of those, not selling Evander, hiring Phil Neville, was the only one where it was like, this is a huge decision that doesn't really have another alternative. You had to sell Evander after what happened. You had to fire Giovanni Savarese. So when Ned Grabavoy is left to his own devices, what exactly is he doing? This is a good time to talk about Anthony, guys, because Anthony scores the last goal of the Phil Neville era. He tortures the Colorado Rapids every year except for this year. And last summer, they entertained an offer from a Turkish club, an unknown Turkish club, that would have doubled their money on him right as soon as he was coming off of a purple patch. Like, arguably the best spell he had in a Timbers uniform. They declined this offer because they said, in their minds, we could probably get more for him at some point in the future. Now his contract expires the end of this year. He has a 1-year option. But there are so many things wrong with that logic, especially because it is very clear, abundantly clear, at least this year. And by the way, I'm not saying this because he's flipped me off twice on Twitter, which is a thing. This is a thing. He has
blah blah blah.
He literally has more combative replies to reporters on Twitter this year than goal involvements. It's very clear that he's a limited player. It's very clear that he has one superpower, one that Neville was not maximizing this year, but was maximizing last year, as Neville started to build a team in an identity that he really wanted this year, which ironically directly conflicted with the identity that his own general manager wanted. That's interesting. But I don't understand how you don't take the money for him last summer, because this team has such a bad problem of overvaluing their players and kind of just not living in reality with the state of this roster. I think it is a good, solid roster that at minimum should be a playoff team. It is not top four, definitely not top four quality. I think a lot of these players, particularly the ones filling out the senior roster, not the high value slots, a lot of those players, a lot of teams in this league would want, like a Finn Sermon, a James Pantemis, a Cole Bassett, a Jose Caicedo. A lot of these players would be highly sought after within the league if they happen to become available. But then you get to the DPs, you get David DaCosta and Christopher Velda, two players who have not shown to be the elite players that they were promised so far. And you have to wonder how much of that is due to Neville's coaching or pure scouting. Can you get DaCosta and Velda to become the two pillars of this team, which is what they are paid to be and what they should be? That's where the question lies for Portland. Ned Grabavoy's contract expires at the end of this year. This is his last chance to firmly hire a head coach, particularly because a lot of fans were disappointed with the way that Neville's firing happened and Grabavoy wasn't out the door with him. I think that right now this is Ned Grabavoy's chance to not so much take a risk on a head coach, but find someone who's going to be a high floor and someone who can at least get this team to be consistently competitive, which they were not under Phil Neville. They were wildly inconsistent. The only thing they did consistently this year was lose 2-0 on the road. Sometimes they should have lost by more. Sometimes they should have lost by less. It was always 2-0, though. They put together a 2-0 loss variety pack. So here's what I'm going to say about Phil Neville, since I spent a fair amount of time on Grabavoy. I think that Phil Neville wanted to be the head coach of the Portland Timbers, and he wanted to bring success to the city of Portland from a soccer perspective. I admire that he wanted to do that so badly and that he put his best foot forward when facing the public in that regard. That does not change that if we were judging purely based on the results on the field, he probably should have been fired at the end of last year. There should have been a case. There's also a case to be made that he should have been fired after they lost 5-0 to Vancouver in the wild card 2 years ago, which is why it's really tough. And I don't have too many bad things to say about him from a personal standpoint. I think I was around him quite a bit. I understand how his brain works, and I think that he'll probably land on his feet somewhere. I don't know if that's a coaching job, but he will land on his feet because he's a class of 92-er. He's got a lot of money, and there are people who are going to be willing to pay him for his opinions on the television. But for the Timbers, it's not as dire. They're only 6 points out of a playoff spot, and they do have the flexibility to add DP in the summer. Now all the focus is on Ned Grabavoy. It's no longer Phil, get out of the club. It is Ned, what are you going to do? You have to fix some of these mistakes that you've made.
Well put, Jeremy. And now is the time when we absolutely crush your hopes and dreams because we're going to get to assign the next Portland head coach. So,
wait a minute. Before we get to that, does anyone have any disagreements from that? Because from the outside perspective, I've kind of realized that Timbers fans love to live in their own little bubble. I'm certainly guilty of that a little bit. Does anyone have anything else to add to what I said from the outside perspective of watching Phil Neville coach the Portland Timbers for the past 2.5 years? Go for it, Daniel, wearing the Sounders jersey. I'm sure this will be great.
Oh my God, I was muted. I'm so sorry. I just have like one thing from like a very like just an observer, no like emotions tied to Portland or Phil Neville, right? Stunk at coaching at Miami, stunk at coaching at Portland. Now he's no longer coaching. That's Phil Neville. You know what I mean? He's not a very good coach. And he's proven it twice.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, for me, when I see these types of hires, it's like I'm just waiting until we get to the good stuff. You know what I mean?
Define good stuff.
Like who we're going to assign as the next head coach of the Portland Timbers. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing more like, I don't know, like it's kind of how I felt with Chris Armas, where I was like, I'm just waiting until his contract expires so then I could, you know, so that, like, because a lot of times you already know this. You know what I mean? It goes without saying. Like Phil Neville, like wherever he would end up, I've been like, man, I can't wait until they figure out that he should not have been that position. You know what I mean? And there's some coaches in this league that I'm definitely kind of eyeing a little bit like that. But then of all of them, Neville, I'm like even like because where does he go from here? Does he go and coach elsewhere? Like you said, you might be better suited to be a pundit, but like from the outside perspective, I had, you know, like just, you know, that was my outside perspective.
By the way, really quickly, I think the team that he had the best record against during his time here was the Colorado Rapids, and I think that needs to be mentioned on Outside the Box on the Box State Footy Podcast Network.
And who was the coach there?
Chris Armas.
Yeah, we're in a holding period. You know what I mean? Like those games don't count.
Was it really not SKC?
No, because SKC also beat the Rapids plenty. No, yeah. It was SKC that beat the Rapids last season. We were that to you as well.
Actually,
Yeah, I can't remember the last time we've won I think the last time we won in Portland was like 2017. So I was assuming
no, it's true. Actually, it is true. They never lost to SKC under Phil Neville.
Well, there you go.
Did. Yes.
I mean, I don't know why I gave you that, but there you go.
I mean,
like, come on, like these are the coaches that Phil Neville is beating. Like that is, like that's the larger
true.
point.
That's
like,
true.
like if you had brought this, like, oh yeah, Neville always got into the Vancouver, like Vanni Sartini never beat Phil Neville. Like I don't know, it's just one of those hires that you're like,
dog walked him. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's not like he ever had a good record against a Vanni Sartini, and he's not even in the league anymore.
He went 2-4-7 in Cascadia games over his time here.
Like it'd be one thing if he had that,
Yeah.
But, fellas, if you were to appoint the next Portland Timbers head coach, Jeremy, we'll go with your number one. We'll let the cast pick maybe some heinous ass names.
I feel like I'm going to go with the safe option because Neville was a complete risk. See what Oscar Pareja wants.
I like that.
Good. I like that a lot.
Okay. Joss, you got one?
I think. Oh, my enchiladas are done. Before I go for a little bit. I am thinking that I think the safest option would have to be, God damn it, who's the coach of the Sounders right now?
Schmetzer?
Brian Schmetzer. Yeah, I mean, look, proven winner, done it at the biggest level. Like Portland should go see how much he wants, and bring him.
He would lose games on purpose.
He's a proven winner, Jeremy. You're not thinking about it from that.
He is born and bred Seattle. If someone offers him the Portland Timbers head coaching job, he would tank.
I don't know, man. I think that's
heinous.
I need them to see. I need to show some ambition. Portland played it safe with the Phil Neville hire. They're probably going to play it safe with this hire. I want to see a little bit of ambition here. Go out and just see how much Brian Schmetzer would take.
Dude, they would make documentaries about that. We would talk about that for decades. That would be.
Think about all the content for Cascadia FC. Think about all the content.
I would bully him relentlessly. By the way, really quickly, now that you mention that, whoever gets this head coaching job, assuming that they have a new head coach in place by the time the season resumes, their first game is a Thursday night in Seattle. Can you imagine that? Your first game as a new head coach is playing at the home of your biggest rivals in a signature match in the league.
See, this is
the biggest rivalry in the league.
This is the relaunch for Portland. It's their season premiere, essentially.
Is Giovanni Savarese available for that one game? I'm asking a question.
Daniel, who are you appointing to Portland if you're the script writer?
I'm a big fan of the Miami to Portland pipeline. So Javier Mascherano is currently looking for a job.
Ooh. I don't know if that...
Sure.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Man, my pick is kind of heinous as well, but I only know rivals, and rivals sometimes sharpen, steel sharpens steel. We're going to give you Freddie Juarez from Seattle's assistant coaching crop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate that either. MLS experience, knows what it's like to be at a well-run club. And then he comes and he's like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Even with Schmetzer?
Where was he at before Seattle?
Real Salt Lake.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, Ned Grabavoy connection. But also, really quickly, I do want to throw this name out here. Well, actually, I have two names. I have one joke. I'm going to get the joke out of the way. Peter Vermees has been unemployed for a year. That's far too long. He is assume that with every head coaching vacancy that you have to consider Peter Vermees in a way that you always have to consider Arizona State when you're applying to college.
I heard Peter Vermes. I heard him. I heard his name, and I'm back.
Yeah.
Peter.
Peter Vermes should always be considered. And then the actual half-serious one, Vanni Sartini is currently head coach of Halifax Wanderers. I think he fit in really well here. He does know his stuff tactically. And I think Vancouver, the only reason Vancouver let him go was because I think they'd reached the end of his cycle and they were ready for a new manager to take over. And it wasn't like he had underachieved or anything. I thought he overachieved given what he'd done bringing them from like a shit team to a relatively average team, and then they needed someone to push them over the top. So with proper investment behind him, I think Vanni Sartini would be a very, very intriguing option for this Portland Timbers job. Also, the irony of going to the coach that kicked your former head coach's teeth in is a step of humiliation that I don't think the Timbers can pass up at this point, given how addicted they are to being humiliated and getting humiliated.
Okay, so we got Pareja, Schmetzer, Juarez, Mascherano, Sartini, and Vermes. So now we can't use those. Now we can't use those for this next team. Guys, let's talk about Columbus Crew. They sacked Henrik Rydstrom. Rydstrom. Man, came for a cup of coffee and then gone. Who was the last coach that did this?
Olaf Melberg. Another Swede last year.
Yeah, this is deja vu. This is such deja vu. Because Columbus. I mean, they still never replaced Cucho, I don't think. And like, you come into the offseason, you're not replacing Nagbe. Oh man, because we had Wessam Abu Ali, right? But he was just a different class of striker. He was not a Cucho type. And that's the thing is they were missing that third guy. They thought they had him in Gazdag. And man, it's so weird what happened to this Columbus team because the spine is still there. And I think, they're very, very much in love with Rudy Camacho, who's getting minutes now at 34. Shout out to Rudy Camacho. But in this bounce back game, Laurent Courtois is now the interim manager. And why wouldn't they just give him the position? Is that how we're all feeling about this? It feels like you have Laurent Courtois, scorned lover from the whole Montreal thing. And then you have Columbus scorned over their beloved Wilfred Nancy leaving. And then Nancy couldn't do better, right? Nancy ended up having just as
Scottish League champion Wilfred Nancy.
think back to the offseason, man. That was the story of the whole MLS saga, and then Columbus have Rydstrom, and he's just did not translate well. I mean, Hugo Picard, what does he even do still?
Have a flat ass haircut.
Yeah, a bunch of starts is the thing. And I like seeing Taha Habrun more prominently and the Wessam Abu Ali thing. But when I saw this sacking, I was like, cool. Let's get Laurent Courtois in there, dude. How do you guys feel about Columbus?
I mean, are we pretending that this isn't anything more than just waiting for Wilfred Nancy to say yes? He's probably still got a fucking house there, bro. He's probably still got. He's got dogs. He's got his family there. How long, bro? He did a semester abroad in Scotland. He wasn't even there for a year, dog. He took a vacation.
That's excellent.
If we're gonna pretend that this isn't anything more than waiting for Wilfred Nancy to just say yes, I think Courtois is a good coach. I think he is, but this is the most obvious. We want Wilfred Nancy back, so he's there. As they say in "Put on a Smile" by Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. Ain't no shame begging in the rain. Tell her how you really feel. Go back to him. Go back to your ex. Go back.
Jeremy?
The reason why they're not going to rehire Wilfred Nancy is because they respect Wilfred Nancy enough to let him try and get another European job, which I think he will. I think the step up to Celtic was just too much. They weren't exactly playing bad ball. They just couldn't finish. And he's still going to be a head coaching candidate for any club that actually knows something and isn't overreactive and too online. So I think this is Laurent Courtois' job. He is literally the next best thing to Nancy without having Nancy himself that's still available. Yoann Damet, St. Louis got him. So I feel like you have to stick with the head coach who so firmly instilled his philosophy that the new coach bump just existed because they changed the team back to the Nazi structure. And that's it. And Atlanta helps too. I'm not going to sit here and ignore that. But Atlanta stinkies. They're very bad. But yeah, this is Laurent Courtois' job still. And as for Rydstrom, this is very similar to Melberg in another way because St. Louis was very press under Bradley Carnell. Melberg comes in, immediately hyper-conservative, hyper-defensive, changes the system, and it doesn't work. And so he goes. Rydstrom completely changes the system too from Nancy, and it doesn't work, and he's gone. Yeah. Also, Columbus has they have a black hole at DP with Daniel Gazdag, and I feel like we've gone this far without mentioning that. Philly, do you want to pick up the phone? You want to get Daniel Gazdag back? You want to maybe slide Columbus lightly used and freshly sent off Ezekiel Alado? So I don't know. I championed that idea a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months. I don't know. We haven't done a lot of shows in May, but I thought that idea could be good. It might be good now. Both teams need new head coaches. They need kind of a mini reset within their roster. Let's see. But Laurent Courtois is going to lead them forward. I am 100% confident in that. He is their new head coach, even if he has the interim tag right now.
Daniel, who are you going to for Columbus?
I like Courtois. I don't know. I do buy the narrative that Nancy is going to try to stay in Europe. I just really wish we could have seen Gaffer Henrique through a transfer window. I think that team has not been the same since Nagaby's left, and they never really replaced Cucho, like you said. And the team dynamic completely shifted when they picked up Gazdag. They need to find a way to offload him somehow. I would have liked to have seen him see through the year. I was kind of sad when they fired him so early, honestly. I don't feel like he was given a fair shake.
You got to come up with a name, though, since Jeremy took Courtois.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. Jim Carton.
Nice.
I was gonna hope to use him for some of the other teams down the line, but
no. He's perfect for Columbus.
Man, I just
lunch tail mentality. He'll fit right in.
My pick is insane. Big Ange Postecoglou.
Ooh. Whoa. I love that.
That's ambitious.
You're bringing the Ange card on Columbus?
Yes.
That's ambitious.
I love that.
Whoa,
I like that a lot.
buddy.
Hey, it's like dream big.
I mean, Columbus is an ambitious team. That wouldn't shock me if they reached out.
Big Ange, get in there. Let's talk about the next head coach, though, fellas. And we're gonna promptly, ask a one Austin believer in the chat here how they think about Austin. But Nico Estevez is officially gone from Austin. This was crazy. I got this news right when I landed in Denver, and it was like, fuck. Like now they're gonna bump up and figure it out. I was really hoping they'd ride this Estevez and Roto Borrell to the end of the season. But still, fellas, what do we think? Austin FC. Well, Daniel, you lead us off, man. like, what do you see in this team? Because week after week after week, I'm like, bro, this becoming the least ball knowledge is Austin Prop, bro.
I am a Facundo Torres believer and a Muerto Ozuni believer and a healthy Vasquez believer and a smart choice by Ilie believer.
And
I am a Jaden Nelson believer. I am a believer in the roster and players on that roster. I'm not a believer. I said when we talked about it, I said I like guys on their roster. I don't hate their roster construction too much. That's why they're going to be a playoff team. I didn't say it's because I like Nico Estevez.
You do realize they fired their chief soccer officer too, not just Estevez.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I love the roster.
That's injustice. They shouldn't have done that. that was an injustice. A crime against coaches and Major League Soccer.
True.
And office staff personnel. Look, I don't know what to say. It became pretty indefendable after their last 3 performances. Honestly, it was kind of clear that they did need a change. I don't know where they go from here, and like, I don't know how they salvage any kind of momentum, because the reason why you don't fire a guy like Nico Estevez when you go off and pay that money for Omerto Ozuni and Facundo Torres is because you still don't have a spine, and you got to trust the guy to come in and figure that out. Like, their midfield's been a problem. Their center backs have been a problem. Like, they've given up a ton of goals, and like, you're just trusting a completely new guy with no real direction before like the transfer window and international breaks coming up, and it just feels like bad timing unless they already have a guy in mind.
I feel like this is probably the best timing because of the break. Like, they now have the time to bring in a new guy relatively soon into this break and give him time to gel with, or her, could be a woman, give them time to gel with the squad and get them fighting the right way. But look, if you're an Austin fan, what you saw was Wiki's tricky wizard show them how ball is supposed to be played. And there's no damn shame in losing to the best coach to come out of Switzerland. I'll tell you that for free. Okay. So I feel like because Daniel wasn't here for the episode post Austin demolishing, I just need to make that clear, is that there's no shame losing to the tricky wizards. That's just what happens. That's expected now. I know, but Daniel wasn't here for that, so I just needed to really drill it down. That it's time for a Frifa. Manu Garcia is the best player in the world, and we're winning it all. And also, if we look at the preseason predictions, I think Austin were the only team I had finishing below SKC.
And before Jeremy says a fucking word, I'm still on for the bet. By match week 24, they will be in a playoff position.
Was that still the bet?
Yep.
He was so specific about just match day 24. I had to look and see when match day 24 was. It's like the middle of September. That's not going to happen. It isn't. But like Daniel, this roster needs more work than you believe. I hate to admit that I kind of see the vision with the DPs. The problem is, one of them has to go. Absolutely, one of them has to go, and you have to bring in an actual number 10. Is their new head coach going to want to play with a number 10? Doesn't fucking matter. They have no one on this team that can consistently create chances. It's not Facundo Torres, except from set pieces. It's not Uzuni, who is like, his trademark face is after he just blows a chance. Like, and then there's Brandon Vasquez, who is a very serviceable striker. Certainly not worth the money they paid him. They paid for him from Monterrey. They need someone to create. They absolutely
need the Galaxy. Holy fuck.
Whoa there.
That would be sick.
That makes more sense because Austin had Zuni. It's like, why are you going and getting another target?
Hold on. Josh.
Vasquez first. They bought
Josh,
Uzuni after.
Feed the podcast. What are we eating here?
Bro, check out my enchilada bowl. I was slow cooking it all day. Ignore that. It looks like vomit. It's pretty good. Got some zucchini in it.
Taste it from over here.
Got some zucchini in it. It's pretty good. All the audio listeners are probably missing out on the podcast eats.
Podcast eats, bro.
W eats. Get a W eats in the comment. That guy who commented last week. W eats. Say it now. I know you're listening.
No, dude. The most heinous MLS takes only. But what were we talking about?
We're talking about Austin's roster. Speaking of heinous MLS takes.
You're talking about where are goals going to come from?
Who is creating those goals? That's the real question.
Austin,
I think that. Go for it.
I was gonna say Austin are like, you know that Darlington Nagby post. It's like ball magically moves from this end of the field to this end of the field.
Yes,
that's low key what Austin are thinking, but it's like the ball magically moves from the halfway line to the goal. Like that's what Austin are thinking. They don't know how it works. They don't know what they're supposed to do to get it there.
I'm all for freaking Austin getting a 10 is the thing. Because that's really what they say it's Owen Wolf, but Owen Wolf has been gone with a sports hernia. So it's like, oh man, what does this team look like with Owen Wolf? But I think you put in Owen Wolf for Nico Estevez and he still does not cook. When Carnell got sacked at St. Louis, still waiting for his arrivements, I got felt for the guy, a little sympathy of like, damn, couldn't even last the job till the summer for all these enforcements, right? Now with Austin, I'm like, yeah, just because Brandon Vasquez is getting healthy and Danny Pereira is getting healthy and Owen Wolf is getting healthy, that does not absolve you of anything here, bro. You know what I mean? And so when I look at Estevez, like, here's what I don't get is how I don't know if the team has quality, honestly. Like Facundo Torres is a baller, but through coaching, Facundo Torres, before he joined here, had 6 goals, 3 assists in 29 appearances for Palmeiras. In 15 for Austin, he's got 1 goal, 5 assists. And the assists are nice, but this dude's a finisher. This dude was like Orlando replaced him with Marco Pasalic, and that was like a 1-for-1 right wing dude that just shoots. Pause.
That's crazy.
But that's what he does. He's a shooter. Like, and how you don't operate for him to be the end. Like, man, I know we joke around on a Zuni, but man, like him being the final option is just. That's tough. Like, why, bro? Like that. I don't know how you see Austin. You're like, man, they're good. They have Zuni. I'm like,
I think it was always Vasquez who's supposed to be the final option.
Yeah, but he wasn't though. Is the thing. Like he's not.
Their best players, fucking like hindsight. It's Brad Stuber.
It's
like
Jaden Nelson.
It's Jaden Nelson. And it's
like Joseph Rosales.
Yeah,
Joseph Rosales, if he stops playing, maybe he'll stop playing left back now. I don't know.
All right, so who's replacing him?
Yeah, let's figure out the replacements because I have some. I have a great one.
I have a good one too.
Lead off, Juanners. Lead off.
Matias Almeida.
Ooh, I like that.
That's a good one.
I see.
Get Chofis in there. Chofis at the 10, feeding Brandon Vasquez. It's pretty much Chivas all over again.
All right, I want to give my go because who got the best out of Facundo Torres? Oscar Pareja.
I think Jeremy already used Pareja for Portland.
No, but he
has.
Jeremy used like 4 when he talked about Portland. That doesn't fucking count.
All right, Sartini or Vermes? Jeremy, Sartini or Vermes?
Neither Adrian Heath.
Okay. You get Heath.
An English guy in the Texas summers, bro.
I do not. Hey, we got an English guy in the Charlotte Summers right now. They can go anywhere. They're well traveled. I do not believe that Austin gets this hire right. I think they are looking at 3 years to rebuild these mistakes. I really do believe they're not going to find a sporting director ruthless enough to buy out Uzuni. It is rough sailing for Austin fans coming ahead. I believe so.
Daniel?
I'm going to go off the wall. Matthew McConaughey. No, I'm going to go Bradley Carnell. Okay. They need the Carnell bump.
I was thinking that too, Daniel. Like when I was getting more food, because that is the most, hey, wait, this coach was good. Like, and that's how Austin's roster is built. Hey, Brandon Vasquez was good. Facundo Torres was good. They've got to be good here. It's going to be that.
But imagine Muerto Ozuni with the Bradley Carnell bump. He'll go from like 2 goals every 10 games to 2 goals every 5 games. He's going to be electric.
I do like Carnell at Austin. They're better positioned to transition to that style than to like fully do the 3-year rebuild.
The most likely Uzuni bump that'll be happening, if that happens, is when the fan artists can get control of it and they start drawing fan art of him pregnant by Bradley Carnell. That's all I'm saying.
Are you hiring that fan artist? Are you commissioning that?
No, I want them to do one of me and you, Daniel.
Yo, Carnell's actually kind of a shout. This is the only team. You know who else is Ramsey? This kind of like
I'm saving Eric Ramsey.
Okay.
I'm saving him. I desperately wanted to, but I was like, Adrian Heath is funnier right now.
So who's on Portland? Because you just lost Pareja for Portland. So it's Sartini or Vermees?
I didn't lose Pareja. We all have. We have our own picks for who we think should fill these coaching hires. Once we say a guy, we can't pick him for any other one.
Yeah, and Josh just picked Pareja for Austin.
Yeah, he picked Pareja for Austin. If Pareja's gone for Portland,
Sartini.
I'm hoping it's someone who I've never heard of, honestly. Someone who I wouldn't even consider. But if it was someone I've heard of, Pareja's like the ultimate guy I know who I want.
Gareth Southgate. Gary Neville.
Gary. Oh God.
That was funny.
Fuck, man. I can't really think of another Portland name I want who's someone who I know that's other than Pareja. I feel like that's like kind of it. There isn't really a coach out there who's been like recently let go or has MLS experience. I'd be like, yeah, get them into Portland. I mean, fuck. It's really Sartini, I'd say, is the next one. It's Pareja, and then like down here is Sartini.
Because we got Pareja at Austin. That's the 3-year build for them. It would have to
hate
be.
all of you. Oh, well. Yeah, fine. Vanny, welcome to Portland. You're gonna love it here.
Let's transition to Miami. Because Javier Mascherano was fired ahead of their match against the Colorado Rapids. That was a wild endeavor. And then since then, I mean, he didn't even get to. Did Javier Mascherano do a new stadium bump? Did he ever play? Did he ever coach the team at new stadium? No, huh?
I think he did.
Is that the first head coach?
I think he had their first game, if I remember correctly, when they drew the mighty Austin.
No, because then they played the Rapids. Let's see. Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, the Rapids were Hoyos' first game in charge. Yeah.
Crazy. And he took them. But fellas, when it comes to Miami, like, is it really just who can babysit Messi? Who's Messi's best babysitter?
Yeah. Who can help Messi get the most out of the non-Messians on that team?
But have they gotten the best out of the non-Messians? Because that's crazy. That's a crazy thing. Anyone not named Messi? Because I still think it's just in year one when Messi joined, it felt like they didn't need him. Like, wow, Miami is just playing ball regardless. And then he joined, and it's like, okay, yeah, they're winning Leagues Cup. Sure, they can have that. Second year comes by, and it definitely feels more and more like, oh, yeah, this is Messi's team. And, like, he's just going to put the team on his back. And then now it's firmly like, yo, this is Messi FC to the actual, like, 11th. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was a gradual like integration of him, but like, man, maybe this is the larger symptom of him. We're getting to the point where he's bigger than the league, right? So he's bigger than a lot of these things. It is just like who's Messi's boy at this point, though. Like, how do you feel? How are we feeling about this, fellas?
I think they're gonna go for a home run hire, like they'll do, right? And I'm thinking Xavi.
Ooh,
You're already going there.
I'm already going there. They're buddies. He's the perfect babysitter. They like played together forever. It's like a perfect marriage, especially with how he fizzled out at Barcelona. It would be elite. Getting to coach his boys one more time. I don't know. I'm all on.
But how do you feel about Miami though? Like this season, like
they're fine.
How is everyone feeling about Miami? Is this just them? Like they're just Darth Vader?
Yeah,
I'm so fucking sick of them.
Miami, like they're gonna lose games in regular season, and when they have a big game, you just expect them to win it because they have Messi. Miami,
because like conceding the fact that they went toe to toe with like with Philadelphia on Sunday, like that was an insane match. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, it's maybe some of that is like, yeah, this is just the season like ramping up, you know, kind of just fast approaching to this like crescendo of shit. But like, I don't know. It's like, of course they're going to beat teams like Toronto 4-2, Portland 2-0 at home, Colorado on the road 3-2. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was always going to be so hard to justify them anywhere outside the top, right? Like, I think we all have them. Jeremy is the only one that has them as lowest 2, but we all averaged out for them to be 1 in like the East, and LAFC on the West, which is kind of crazy from where we were at. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, is this is just messy magic, right? Like no other. There's like sometimes the easiest explanation is just the easiest one. Yeah.
I guess the best question would be if you took Messi off this team and replaced him with I don't know what would be like an average team like attacker, right? Replaced him with a Toklamati. Like, would this be a top 8 team?
No.
Well, specifically Toklamati, no.
Pick any average team striker. Like
why is that
team striker?
Though? Like Messi's
not
like,
a striker. You need like a number 10. If you put Santiago Moreno on Miami, they are like battling for a wild card spot.
Or Gazdag.
Or Gazdag, yes.
Oh fuck! You had to go there.
Well, see, these are the players. These are the 10s, bro. Like maybe a Philip Zinkernagel, but no, not even Philip Zinkernagel. Not even maybe a Vander.
Yeah.
He's not an average 10 though.
I guess you're valid. I guess. Well, yeah, maybe. In any case, let's assign a coach to these guys. We already got Xavi off the board. That's a great pick. Joss, you got someone in mind?
I was gonna say the current Argentinian national team coach,
Scaloni.
Scaloni.
Yep.
Scaloni, the most obvious pick, in my opinion. He was a coach for Messi's greatest achievement in his career. After this World Cup, he'll already be in the country. I could totally see them going and getting Scaloni to just to appease Messi.
Jeremy?
Sick hire.
So there's a famous phrase that's become a meme in soccer culture worldwide, specifically on Twitter. After Sergio Aguero left Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, in tears, said, "We cannot replace him." And that has been the story of Barcelona since Messi left. They sure that Lamine Yamal has developed into one of the best players in the world, but Messi has his own gravity. And when I think of a team that is desperately trying to win everything, they need to hire a coach who will win everything in MLS.
Oh shit!
That vacancy at Manchester City has already been filled. But their former head coach is still without a job. Pep Guardiola is coming to South Beach, guys. He is coming to South Beach.
Nice.
He is going to organize this defense. Messi's going to be fine with it because it's Pep fucking Guardiola. And Miami becomes even more of a Darth Vader as Messi's contract just slowly ticks down until the day that it finally expires, and I could finally be free of that little fucking demon. Just get Guardiola in, go for one last ride, just like how it started at Barcelona all those years ago. Let's just do it, guys. Let's do it. Fuck it. Who cares? Who cares? After all,
Fuck it. We're getting fired anyway.
We're getting fired anyway. It doesn't matter.
Man, that was a good pick. Mine though, we gotta get Beckham a little bit upset here. We can't just let this Argentinian dude steal his club. He's got to get one of his boys in there, a proper Man United boy. Gaza, Wayne Rooney.
Oh! I thought you were going Phil. Shit.
I totally thought you were going to say Phil.
Dude, Wayne's even funnier. That's insane. He's like one of the worst coaches in history.
Wayne would be so sunburned all the time. He would be various shades of pink for his entire... He would look like the Miami jersey.
Bro, it would be like the most "you're my dog" hire ever. Really, that's what it would be. Oh, but fellas, let's man, what a great Miami man. Fuck Miami, bro. Oh, it's so annoying.
I hate those guys.
Let's talk about our next head coaching sack. Happened right before the Miami one. Oscar Pereira, Papi, gone. I think we talked about it in that episode when it happened. Since then, do you guys feel as though that was the right choice? And who is I always forget this guy, the interim manager. I've got Montreal's Filipino
Perelman. Martin Perelman.
Martin Perelman. Thank you. How do we feel about him, guys? How do we feel about Orlando?
Okay.
No Orlando thoughts.
I feel like we blew through all of like our big picture Orlando thoughts like early in the season when it was clear that their defense was trash and they'd have to score 1 billion goals to stay in every game.
Well, and we're back now. This is the full picture. You know what I mean? Like, is it as we thought? Is it as we thought it would be here? Because man, there's something about this like Thiago Souza, Tyrese Spicer, Justin Ellis. Like, I thought we were going to see more Colin Bsky. I thought we were going to see more Nolan Miller. And instead, it's just been like a different cast of young talent that are now, standing out. Robin Jansen instantly makes this team better. Like, just, and he needs another piece. There is the thing. Like he cannot be doing it all on his own.
He's going through Schlegel withdrawal.
God, Schlegel withdrawal.
Aren't we all going through Schlegel withdrawal?
Yeah, and Alex Freeman withdrawal, dude. But
I don't know. I think Dorsey's been a decent pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Dorsey, I mean, yeah, he's cracked out, but then, like, at the same time, like Freeman, I still think Freeman's
on the World Cup roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Dorsey's no slouch. Dorsey, I'm surprised how quick he's slotted into the team and his fit. Even though I do want to see more Zakaria Taifi minutes, I don't think they're ready for it. I definitely am. Maybe cash for Taifi somewhere. Let's get him to Charlotte. Yes.
That's a GAM trade. There's not cash for there. That's a GAM trade in Juanners.
In any case, Griezmann incoming. Like, that is also like the wild thing here that I keep forgetting. Orlando has landed Griezmann. But
looks like they're looking for a DP striker too.
Yeah, I mean Duncan McGuire, bro. He's deflated red rose, bro. What happened to him?
Deflated red rose.
Well, speaking of red rose,
Blackburn.
It's all been downhill since that Blackburn move got denied.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, true. Nice.
Yep.
Fax machines, bro. Fuck. But yeah. Any other Orlando thoughts, fellas? Like, are we thinking where are they currently sitting? And that's the thing about the East is like,
East.
would you rather ride 12th in the East or 12th in the West right now?
12th in the East.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially when your team is getting Antoine Griezmann.
Yep.
Yeah.
And speaking of, that's why I think the coach that needs to come in, a guy who's completing his World Cup, his national team contract, Didier Deschamps. Imagine you bring Deschamps and Griezmann in the same window. Oh, that'd be fun.
Is that your pick?
That's my pick. I think that'd be so fun. That's my they should shoot for it because I think it'd be fun. I think they should actually go and get somebody like Caleb Porter. If I'm being honest. From
Didier Deschamps to Caleb Porter.
To me, they occupy the same spot in my brain. And I know a lot of us think the same. I know a lot of us feel the same way.
Man.
Certain people in this call feel the same way. Jeremy, I know I'm talking to you, man. That is the same coach.
So who am I writing in? Should I write in Porter or Deschamps?
Can I offer a middle ground option? I think of Orlando, and I think of a team that had a very solid floor, but is still looking for just that one bit to get them over the top. And I look around the rest of this league, and I'm trying to find someone who can also replicate a very solid floor, but also with the right talent, get a team very much over the top. It's never going to happen, but someone like Steve Cherundolo, I think could really work here. But specifically not Cherundolo because he doesn't want to come back here. He's very content to be German right now, which congratulations to him on that. But if you could find someone, okay, you know what? Fuck it. We're going Blaze of Glory, Bob Bradley.
And and then when Orlando played the Red Bulls, it could be father versus son. Yes. We need that. The streets need that.
Yes, bald dad versus bald son. not a single hair in sight.
Loser goes to Turkey.
to come out of retirement and play.
One of my favorite tweets of all time. I know this is off topic, but it's relevant. It's like somebody photoshopped thick luscious locks on Alan Shearer, and they tweeted like, Is there a plan in place for if one day Alan Shearer just appears with a full head of hair? And I like to think about that with Michael Bradley all the time. Is there a plan in place? Does the country have a plan for this in case it happens? That is so funny to me.
Just takes a trip to Turkey.
Yep.
Daniel, who's your pick?
Poch, when he inevitably gets fired after the outcome of this World Cup.
Okay, I'm going for a deep cut.
Baby.
Dome Torrent.
I like that. It makes too much sense. We're supposed to have fun here. Come on, man.
Hey, Orlando, I'll send you my consulting fee for that one. Dome Torrent, though, that'd be, MLS experience, CONCACAF experience. He's arguably a next step above Pareja. So should be a good one, fellas. Finally, we got to Marco Donadell, hypothetical Montreal, of course, fellas. Now, I really like Philip Ulafroy. I think the players really like him too. I don't know, like just spirits out of Montreal have seemed a lot better. It helps when you get some home games in there and a coach. And so the best head coaching position to be is right before the home games kick off in Montreal, it seems, and not at the start of the season when you just get one win and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses.
Yeah.
In your first 7 games. That's great. I don't know if it's stabilized, but I see Canadian Championship in their future. Like that they definitely feel like a team since Toronto crashed out. Vancouver seemed like a team that could also benefit from that, but Montreal just let Felipe cook, guys. That's where I'm at right now. If I had to be pressed for a coach, though, it would be Jim Curtin. Fuck it. Rebuild.
Fun. Does he speak French?
No.
Then that's the fucking problem.
I think Curtin was my initial pick for who could replace hypothetical Montreal. And the fact that I have waited here still for him to just revitalize Montreal, I'm waiting for it, guys. But what do you guys think about Montreal? Like, anybody willing to ride with them for a little playoff spot? They're only in 11th. Tied with Orlando for 14th. 4 points out.
All right, because they have one of the best strikers in the league. And not just a striker who finishes, but one who creates.
Does that matter?
Does that matter? Yes.
Because United had the Golden Boot winner and they missed the playoffs.
But that was a single. He was the entire system. He was the entire system just built on his ability to win headers. And Owusu, to his credit, has, I think, better players around him than Benteke did during that 2024 Golden Boot season. So, yeah, I'm okay with buying a playoff spot for Montreal. I think they'll deserve it. Of course, they need a little more investment. Ideally, I'd go get a dangerous winger and keep Ivan Jaime at the 10. Wiki Carmona. Oh yeah. Fuck. His loan expires. Well, keep him. Buy him. Who cares?
They're not going to. Confirmed. He's not coming back.
Bullshit, buddy. That's all I have to say. Well, get 2 wingers. Get one winger in a 10. Get one winger in a 10. Cash for Daniel Gazdag. He's the next on your. I'm fixing my league-wide rehabilitation project they seem to be on. It's worked for Wiki Carmona, after all. So, yeah, let's see. But I agree, it's going to be Ulafroy.
Is that who you're signing as well, or do you have a?
Yeah, I'm with you on them. Simply put, players like him, they're playing for him, and they look pretty decent.
Joss, you sure you don't want to put Deschamps here on the Montreal side?
Oh No, because he speaks French.
Oh,
Did that work out for Thierry Henry, Juan?
Well, then you could get Porter at Orlando.
Oh.
Unless you have another pick for Montreal.
No, I want to stay with I want to play. Have some fun with it. Montreal. I mean, I think the guy they have in charge, whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce, I think he's got the job for now, and that's great. We'll see how it is in 8 months whenever they inevitably start slowly and he gets fired. But for now, I think it's going pretty well. Clearly, if I were to put in my 2 cents for who I think they should hire, I think that what Montreal really need is a club legend to come back and really steady the ship. I think, what's Ignacio Piatti up to? Is he coaching? I think they need they need an aura pick like that. Okay, bring some relevance back. Probably the best player in their history. Definitely one of their most notable club legends. Have Ignacio Piatti come back. Have his backroom staff be players like Piet when he retires, or Drogba as a backroom staff for some reason. Hilarious mental image to have. I think they just need to get a council of former club legends and get Montreal back up and running. But my head coach would be Piatti.
First ever head coaching stint. Very on brand for Montreal. Daniel, what is your pick?
I'm going to go a little bit off the wall here. But Wilf does not get a job in Europe. Columbus hires somebody. Montreal gives him a bag and says, "Come fix our club."
I thought you meant Zaha, bro.
Oh no! Shit! Fuck.
It's Wilf.
That'd be crazy,
Wilf
though.
Zaha, bro.
Wilf Nancy, bro. He's not. No.
He was at Montreal.
People forget how he got hired at Columbus.
No, people forget how.
Yeah, they literally bought him. Yeah, Daniel's right.
He escaped Montreal, bro.
Because Columbus bought him.
Yes.
Literally, he didn't escape. He literally got purchased.
So you think he goes back to fulfill some duty there, or what?
I just think they're gonna be willing to pay him, and I think it would be a good story at a time when people are actually paying attention to Major League Soccer.
They're not paying anything though. Is the thing
they could?
I'll put Nancy.
They could.
That is magic, actually.
It'd be a movie. I want more content on Apple TV. There's
a lot of X happenings, more with Columbus for sure. Wait, no, you can't put Nancy. Joss already said Nancy for Columbus.
Oh, Joss.
I like how Daniel took zero convincing for Juan to say, "Yeah, I can see that." Daniel, all Daniel had to say was "It could," and then Juan was like, "Yeah, I'm sold."
Well, I mean,
for opera salesman.
Because part of me is this isn't it's fantasy, right? It's what would be the crazy pick, but now you can't even pick Nancy.
I'd be willing to give up the Nancy pick for 2 first-round draft picks next year.
How about a late first and a second?
Early second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get an early second and 1 million GAM?
No GAM. We're not gamming this up.
Yeah, no, I need my GAM. Sorry, I'll give you an international slot.
I feel like that's how the Rapids would barge into trades. It's just how Jeremy did it right now.
Instant floor of 1 million GAM. Yes.
All right. Well, we'll leave it empty there. We'll put Nancy there. Columbus will get Deschamps.
Makes a lot of sense.
Porter will go to
Jeremy's
Orlando. It's written, guys. It's in the script now.
You can appreciate the Columbus Deschamps shout.
Gotta get the.
I love it.
The French.
How else do you get the best out of Hugo Picard?
or Chambos?
Yeah, that's who I thought of as well.
Yeah, he's already good though.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so
literally my train of thought.
That's all the coaches, right?
That is all the coaches, guys.
Let's predict who's going to be the next to lose their job.
It's dark. I like it.
I mean, we had a one Daniel over here saying New England should have, and they're now fourth in the East.
Stop.
We need to get a shirt of all these Daniel takes.
God, I'm the king of the worst takes of all time. It's fucking awesome. What was you guys doing out?
It's him in the cowboy hat saying, "Why isn't Marko Mitrovic fired yet?"
No, that wasn't when I wore the cowboy hat.
I mean,
that was the Austin. I'm sorry about that. I'm mixing up bits.
I don't think we get a head coaching sack from here to the end of the season.
Whoa. Okay, so it's the first thing.
Well, what?
Well, if I take a brief look at this table, and I think
you don't have to.
Well, hold.
There's one obvious.
I was about to say you're no longer on the bottom, Joss. Like, we can look at the table. I look at these. I see 3. I see 1 in Atlanta. Potentially could happen.
No,
I see Toronto, which potentially could happen. But the one out of these that I actually think does happen,
Cincinnati.
Daniel.
Ooh.
What are your opinions on Dean Smith after this first half of the season so far?
He's boring.
He's boring. Would you say that Charlotte fans are rather uninspired by their favorite soccer team? They do the papas and then they turn around and then they're bored as shit for 90 minutes.
That's how I feel every week. Yeah, I would imagine that's how they feel.
That's how they feel. Would you believe if I told you that Dean Smith is probably going to get fired before the end of this season?
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, I would.
No way.
What?
But it wouldn't be to Jeremy's point, it wouldn't be like a bad firing. Like, it would be like a, hey, we're doing this to like upgrade. Like, thank you for getting us to this level, but you're not getting us past it kind of thing.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be like it would be Charlotte trying to swing because they want to stay in the in crowd of the East. They were the last 2 years. So it's like, how can they stay there and build upon that momentum? It would be a tough firing though, because like we were really bad before we got there.
But yes, you needed someone to set the floor. Now you need someone to take the floor even higher. And that's why you hired a coach who did really well in the English Championship, but didn't really have the best of success in MLS, if we're being honest. Has he ever won a playoff series? Mind you, Dean Smith has not won a playoff series. So I think what you need to do is continue that same mindset. Okay, we're going to look at coaches from the EFL Championship, but who have won a playoff series in MLS. And you look and look and look, and you're like, where's the name on the list? Then all of a sudden, a little Welshman with gigantic ears appears at your front door. And he says, I am not just a PE coach. I have had success in this league. And you say, Eric Ramsey, here's your contract.
Oh, my God. You're an evil genius.
Oh, my God.
We go from playing boring ball to boring ball. It'd be fucking awesome.
But boring ball in a way that you can actually get behind because you'll be able to get results there. And Charlotte, as they try and pull, they really want to pull more talent in than I believe Minnesota was. Minnesota, who are the biggest damn hoarders in the league, if I still remember correctly, because all that flexibility, guys, that's what we got. We swung for 6 months of James Rodriguez. I know that's not Eric Ramsey, but there are players that they could bring to Charlotte that Eric Ramsey would have a lot of fun with. And set pieces. You already got a great goalkeeper too. The pieces are all there. Become more boring, get more results. Hire Eric Ramsey. Yes.
I would argue that the Minnesota teams that he coached were better than this current Charlotte team. Not considerably, but they were better. So better talent, right? I do think a lot of that was because they spent at Minnesota. Like they went and got Julian Gressel. Like they were trying to win. Those teams were really good. I don't think the Charlotte team was playing the same. But Tim Green does need a back three. So
I have a hypothetical for you. Player A has played in 15 games. He has 1 goal, 5 assists, and a 7.33 rating on FOTMob. Player number 2 has played. Oh, I got to pull him up. Has played in 15 games. He has 7 goals and 4 assists. He has a 7.3 rating on FOTMob. Which player are you taking?
Read player 1 stats again.
Okay. Player 1, 15 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 7.33 on FOTMob. Player 2, 15 games, 7 goals, 4 assists, 7.3 rating. Which one are you taking, Daniel?
Player 2.
Congratulations, you've taken Pep Biel, and you said no to Joaquin Pereira. So what you're saying is these Minnesota teams have had more talent than Charlotte does. I think you just picked Pep Biel over Joaquin Pereira. Also, I think the only Minnesota players that I would want on Charlotte are Anthony Markanich and Kelvin Yeboah. I am very okay with Charlotte's midfield.
Bongi Huanwane.
Yeah, I would love him right now.
Bongi, maybe.
Save Bongi. Save Bongi.
I would love
Bongi and then open up a Bada's DP slot. And as far as I'm concerned, go for another midfielder. But Minnesota and Charlotte are awfully similar, aren't they? Awfully similar, not as terroristic. I think a case can be made that you guys can find your next level with Eric Ramsey. And I'm not just saying that to be a little shit because I'm still salty about the Kevin Kelsey thing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this because I actually do believe it somewhat. And Charlotte is very ambitious with their transfer possibilities. I remember Calvin Stangs. I know you remember Calvin Stangs.
I remember Calvin Stangs.
Camille Jaws
couldn't pass a physical. The fuck out of here. He didn't want to come. He visited Charlotte. Was like, oh, never mind.
We should get Dominic Fitz on fucking Charlotte.
Oh.
But he'd still be backing up Pep Biel, though. Still be doing it.
He will never play. Anybody else have a strong case for a team that should get sack their head coach? I look at Jim Curtin. Sorry, not Jim Curtin. What the heck? What's his name? I'm blanking on his name. In Cincinnati, Pat Noonan. I'm looking at Pat Noonan. And if there was ever a team that could go from it, I don't think they do it right before the playoffs. But another poor playoff showing, and I don't see how he's not the first guy out in the offseason. But Atlanta, I think Tata said it himself. Like, if I wasn't Tata Martino, I'd be gone a lot sooner.
Yep.
But I also think there's just nothing he could have done with this roster. Like, the roster is just so fucked for Atlanta, bro. Like it's they're not even bringing back Matias Galarza, which was like their little, which is fine. I don't mind. Like Johnny Fortune's now back. He is getting some time. It's not like they're world beaters yet, but find me buy out Latte Lath. Find, go really cheap at that position. Like go and, try and
find your own Preston Judd.
Get a Daniel Rios.
Yes. Or even like a Taylor Calhera, like just
no.
Like, I mean, even let's go to the USL, like Nick Markinick on Atlanta. Why not? Give him the start.
He's on Houston.
That's what I mean. He's not starting on Houston though. Like these are the players I would go for as Atlanta. You get a winger that's not at the age of 30 as Miggy is. And I still believe in Tata, guys. Like, golly, just I will always believe he can turn it around. But I don't, like I said, I don't think anyone else gets sacked. Like, I think Atlanta's the obvious one, but Daniel, Josh, any potential sackings you see in the crystal ball of yours?
I'm consulting the ball right now. Hold on.
Pondering his orb.
While he's pondering, I don't have any. So sorry, Josh. You gotta ponder faster.
I believe in Tata wearing a Mexican jersey is hilarious.
Hey man, MLS experienced.
I see it now. It's coming
2
clear.
MLS Cups, bro. Respect Tata.
It's coming clear.
Uno.
Eric Quill.
Yes.
At Dallas?
Yeah, Eric Quill. He's going to be next gone. And I think it's going to be for something that's like a controversy will emerge. They'll have no choice but to sack him.
What?
You're playing that card. See, I thought you were going to say like this Dallas team is overrated. They're not really all that. They had a second half season bump last season and it ends after the World Cup break here. But you're thinking
Something bad will happen.
Can't trust a man who wears that hat.
If that ends up happening, the FBI is coming after Joss. They're gonna want his talents.
For the sick MLS takes. The too sick, bro. You're in another dimension with this one. But fellas, I mean, between now and the end of the season, like I gotta press you. Who, if you were to pick an MLS Cup champion right now, who would it be? Are they currently in the playoffs?
Yes.
Like are they currently at like if the season ended today, are they in a playoff spot?
Absolutely, it's Nashville.
Nashville. That's your early pick there, Joss.
Yes, and I have to agree with the Nashville pick.
Daniel.
I think we're going to see a rematch. I think we're going to see Vancouver and Inter Miami in the MLS Cup again.
2016 vibes.
Vancouver. I think Vancouver gets it back.
Vancouver, man. I want to analyze the teams outside the playoffs real quick. And you guys just tell me yes or no. Outside chance of playoffs. Kansas City.
Yes.
No.
You don't see Peter Maluk. He said he's been tweeting again. He's
about to go demon mode.
July 16th. July 16th. He said that's when the fun begins, and I have no choice but to believe him.
Okay.
We got to see that big surgeon's back. Austin making it above the playoffs?
No.
No.
Yes.
Portland Timbers.
You got match day 24 marked on the calendar. I have a notification for it. Just like this is match day 24. Go look at table and laugh at Daniel is what it says.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Now you're going to laugh at Jeremy. What about Portland?
No.
St. Louis.
No.
Yes.
Who do they bump if St. Louis make it?
Galaxy are still in ninth, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Galaxy. Easily.
Daniel, thoughts on St. Louis?
No.
Colorado Rapids.
Yes.
Ooh.
Still over the Galaxy?
Yes, I'd say the Rapids.
Up in
too.
Houston.
Over
I'm saying
Houston?
no.
I'm saying no as well. San Diego.
Yes.
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 San Diego make it over?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. They bumped Minnesota.
Damn, so Minnesota, like, you guys aren't. Because now it becomes a question of, like, all right, LA Galaxy, Minnesota, those two. Like, why are we solid in San Jose? They're not going to drop off from the playoffs. I mean,
Are we solid in San Jose?
I don't know.
The Preston Judd, Nick Fernandez, Jamar Ricketts, San Jose Earthquakes. Are we solid in San? I am fully bought in on San Jose.
Yeah, Bruce Arena ball.
I don't think they drop out, but I think they're about to have. Do they finish second in the East?
The break came at the best time for them. They're not going to finish second. They're going to drop back into like fifth, but they are not dropping out of the playoffs entirely. Like a fall off is inevitable, but not one as strong to get them out of the playoffs. For whatever reason, they still have an insanely high floor. The question is their ceiling is a little bit compromised because they only have one DP on the books.
Any other top Western Conference teams going to make that drop? What about Salt Lake or Dallas? I mean, I feel like those two might be a little fraudulent up there as well, especially since.
Well, when the Eric Quill controversy drops, guys, I'll tell you what, Dallas are gonna sink like a stone, bro.
Could Dallas sink? Have you guys been impressed with Dallas? Because I really haven't.
When you have Petar Musa and Logan Hot Dog Farrington, there's just too much talent up top for Dallas to sink below the playoff spot. Until, of course, Eric Quill's controversy is revealed.
The big question with Dallas is, do they get the Godfather offer for Musa this summer? Because
is he called up?
Yeah, he's called up.
He's called up. He has a really good chance to start too. So I think that so much of I think Dallas's floor is high enough to where they're not going to fall out of the playoffs entirely, but they're another ceiling could be compromised, but only in the chance that Musa gets sold. And also, I don't have a ton of faith in Santiago Moreno as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens to them as the season wears on. But I like enough of Dallas's players, and I like Eric Quill enough. Incoming controversy notwithstanding, this is probably poorly saying that, like Eric Quill. But I feel like their floor is high enough to where they'll be fine. They'll be fine. But how much money is it worth passing up to hold on to Musa to finish probably fourth?
Can the same be said for Salt Lake, who have done this in the past before? Especially if they sell Go.
They could. I'd be more worried if they lost Luna, to be honest.
No, I think Gozo. I think it's Gozo.
Well, I mean, we don't know how Luna's going to do with the World Cup.
Whoa!
We just don't know how him and Gozo are going to do with the World Cup. So we gotta wait until that happens, after the World Cup finishes up. No, I'd be more worried too about Luna, but I think Gozo stays at least another year. I think that there's so much precedent that's been set with not making the jump too quickly to Europe. I think he'll stay another year. Yeah, or at least till the end of the season. I think he'll see it out.
He is a post-sprint season casualty.
So it really comes down to the bottom six of the playoffs. So the first three in, last three out, right? Because between Houston and St. Louis, Houston's in 7th, St. Louis is in 12th. 6 points separate them. St. Louis have a game in hand, and so too does Houston. So that'll be interesting. But I'm going to press you guys for 2 teams: Houston, Minnesota, Galaxy, San Diego, Colorado, St. Louis. Who are your 2 wild card teams after it's all said and done? And you could don't even have to pick Seattle, because that assumes even Seattle balances out. Wait, no, not Seattle. That assumes they're still a 7th seed, right? So it's kind of like who's 2nd and 3rd of this team, and is there any like strong 7th seed you guys are seeing? Because I don't think Seattle drops below 7th. LAFC doesn't, and by what you guys say, from Dallas to San Jose, no one's dropping there. Vancouver's definitely not dropping, unless anyone wants to make that case. But Houston, Minnesota, Galaxy, San Diego, Colorado, St. Louis. Pick 2. Daniel.
I'm going to take Seattle and...
Seattle's outside. Seattle's they're safe.
So it's from 7th, 8th down to 12th, you said?
Yeah, I'll type it in the chat as well. And we'll do it in the East.
The Seattle might not be safe, as a matter of
fact. You're putting them in there.
No, I'm not putting them in there. I want to hear someone make the case for it. That's not me, so it doesn't sound like I'm being a hater.
Well, it has to be the biggest fan in the chat, Daniel.
He's got the jersey.
Yeah, no, he's trying to make the case for why Seattle will drop out of 6th.
Yeah.
Could they?
Yeah, but we want to see how unbiased of a fan he really is.
No, the season for them's kind of giving me like deja vu. Like they've kind of had some injuries, and Smetser's been in this situation before going in international breaks, and then they slid to 9th. Just deja vu. Weren't they in a wild card game like 2 years ago?
No, they missed the playoffs like 3 years ago.
Yeah, they missed the playoffs.
22.
They slid. They started that season off pretty well, if I remember.
They also did something remarkable that year, though. So,
shut up!
It's like, man, I wish the one year usually when the Rapids miss the playoffs, it's just pain. So, but Houston, Minnesota, Galaxy, San Diego, Colorado, St. Louis. Pick who are you picking those 2? Unless you think Seattle makes the play in the game there.
My wild card. Oh wait, Daniel, go for it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Daniel's 2.
Wait, you didn't like my Seattle pick?
Okay,
I did. I loved it.
Who else then?
If it's not Seattle, then Minnesota.
Okay. Jeremy?
When you think of wild card game, you think of what 2 teams are the biggest wild cards. Colorado, San Diego, 10 red cards. that game would be electric. Colorado gets the right as the 8th seed to host. And they get it done. Colorado gets it done. They advance to face number 1 seed in Vancouver. And that playoff series would be electric because it would go 2 games, but it would be 2 of some of the best playoff games you've ever seen. It's Colorado, San Diego is my wild card game. And St. Louis gets up in the 7th because I think they're going to get a DP striker signing right this summer.
Ooh. Josh? So that means you're literally the bottom. So you think Houston, Minnesota, and Galaxy are all missing?
Yes.
So you'd invert those. Interesting.
I would invert those, yes.
Josh, who are your 2?
For the wild card game?
Yeah, you can also. It doesn't have to be from those 6, but if you want to.
I think I'm not going to make the case for SKC yet. I think that the wild card. Peter Maluk saved me. I think the wild card game will be San Diego, St. Louis, the battle of the mid-ass teams that finished first in the West once in their expansion season.
Hey, all 3 of those teams finished first in the West this decade. San Diego, Colorado, St. Louis.
That's true. Sporting Kansas City.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I remember putting that game on at my family's Thanksgiving, and my Mormon uncle was asking what the hell we were doing.
I was in a panic room for it.
And then Kamal Miller scored. LOL.
Oh man,
it's Larry Mabiala. It's like the OG. No,
it's
not the OG.
Mabiala. That's right.
That's disrespectful to Mabiala calling him the OG Kamal Miller. I can't do that. I love Larry Mabiala.
Kamal Biala.
My two are St. Louis and Minnesota. I still think, I don't know. Well, yeah, I think St. Louis are going to really rally this season following the like something about Jan DeMay. Like even they're finally starting Falou Fall. They thoroughly dismantled Austin. If that,
Austin,
I mean,
Austin Tax.
well, Cedric Toiker is said to be gone as well. So
yep,
they're already
and
clearing.
Cordova's
gone?
Yeah,
Cordova's gone too. That's why I said they're gonna have an open DP slot for a striker. Like
wow.
they are very well positioned to shoot higher up in the table. They're clearing this wild card game entirely. It wouldn't surprise me. Well, they're not going to get top 4, but even if they clear 7th, it wouldn't surprise me either. But they got to hit that striker. But I think they'll hit it enough to at least alleviate themselves from their current table position. They're a riser, 100%. I'm sorry, Joss, but
what about Sporting Kansas City, Jeremy?
They will not finish. They won't finish on the bottom of the West because Austin exists.
Oh yes. Come on, that's what I'm here for. I agree. That's what I was going to.
Man. David Lee said that we're getting 7 players in at recently. So
7 Capitas. No, wait. 6 Capitas and Orblorian. I forgot.
I think Orblorian was in the Mandalorian and Grogu, dude. I don't know if you knew that. He's in that new Star Wars film.
That's awful, man.
Sorry.
Not as awful as the East, though. The East, I feel like we can have this same conversation, and the East, you can shuffle from 1 through, maybe not 1, 2, maybe from 3 to 11, you could hit shuffle, and I would be like, yeah, probably. But when looking at this team, early MLS Cup favorites from the East, who are you guys looking at? I think y'all said Miami, Nashville, right?
It's literally just those two. I wish Chicago was in this tier.
Why are they not?
I really because it seems like they might actually sign Lewandowski, and that would be a mistake.
Yeah, I agree because you have Kuipers. You don't think they could coexist together?
Why would you do that? Get another 10, or let Andre Franco heal and get another winger. This is a winger league. Like Zinkernagel, Bamba, who's actually been good this year, but like, is he going to remain this good all year? I'm not like fully convinced by that.
And he's been in and out of the lineup.
Yeah, legitimately, like go. You can get a high talent attacker that's not a striker, and you'll be fine. And give Jason Shukaluk more minutes. That's for you, Juanners.
Yeah, that is. Love me some Jason Shakaluk. An hour, 2 hours into the podcast. That's the deep cut people are looking for. Outside of the playoffs, Columbus, Montreal, Orlando, Toronto, Atlanta, Philly. Philly's cooked, yeah. No resurgence from them, right? Cooked. Atlanta,
no,
probably
no.
Toronto,
injured.
That's the thing is like the break came. The thing for me is the break came for them at a great time as well. We finally had Theo Corbiano minutes over the weekend, and right as he's playing games, getting some health, getting some fitness, we take the break. But I mean, I think Robin's got another year on his contract. What do you got? You think he just holds on to that job? Because Toronto, I mean, even with all their home spells, Jeremy, you pointed out, like they've not been winning those games.
Yeah. Well, now they have to go on the road, and they don't have the beauty of the 1 p.m. local time home kickoff anymore, at least for a while.
Thank God.
It's going to be some Gonna be some tough sledding.
Not enough to make the playoffs for anyone. Toronto, is it over?
I don't see it.
It's mighty over, Chief.
Orlando.
No.
I think they could. With Griezmann coming back, they've been a lot better the past couple of months. They could sneak that 9th spot.
With Martin Perelman?
No, but
Daniel,
that's when they get Caleb Porter.
I could see Orlando.
Yeah, you're not muted anymore, Daniel.
No, can you guys? Yeah, I could see Orlando making the playoffs for sure.
Who ahead of who?
My heart says NYCFC just because I hate them. DC United.
Really? Anyone else feel strong? Jeremy, you feeling strong with Orlando, or what about Montreal, Columbus? Either of those two?
I think the only team that I can see from the East that vaults their way back into the playoffs is Columbus. That's currently not in a playoff spot. Unfortunately, that might have to come at the expense of my beloved DC United.
Not at New York? I think New York have... I mean, they just lost Max Morales.
They're going to get Alonso Martinez back, though. And there's reason to believe that they are going to try. Like, their whole thing is, like, we have to contend every year, right? So, there's every reason they're going to try and get a number 10 in. Like, because this would be the actual Morales replacement. Keep in mind, because they never actually replaced him. And I don't think he plays a minute again for NYCFC. So they're going to try and find someone to replace him as a chance creator. I agree that I don't think it's going to be as successful, but I mean, fuck. Do I believe in Pascal Janssen or do I believe in Renee Weiler and the author? Fuck it. You know what? I'm with you. Get NYCFC drop, DC United stay, Columbus into the playoffs. Let's do it. Let's get wild.
Columbus and DC. What is that cup called again?
I don't think there is a cup for them. It's Columbus and Toronto, and it's the Trillium.
Isn't Heritage Cup DC and Columbus?
No, that's San Jose and Seattle, actually. Unless there's another Heritage Cup. Hold on, Daniel's got his Google face on.
I hope that there's 2 Heritage Cups. That'd be so fucking funny.
They don't have one.
Yeah.
They don't have one?
No.
I'm about to go research. I swear they have one. Anyways, outside of the East, I mean, DC United, I do like Jackson Hopkins minutes whenever he gets to start at right mid. Typer Ebo, Louis Montano, fun. I like when DC are fun. They have made the East a bit more interesting than I really thought they were gonna. I don't think they have any reason to be this good. Like they were expected to be, where Atlanta, Philly, Toronto is at. After that, Cincy, Charlotte, New York, New England, Chicago. How are we feeling? Who stands out to y'all, like in regards to those 5 there? Because I still think it's Chicago. They just have the floor. New England, I'm coming around to them. I still don't know if I trust New England, guys, and not on some we should sack Marko Mitrovic, but on some. Wow, Griffin Yao is not doing the job, so you're using Peyton Miller out there, but it's like, is Peyton Miller really the winger you want to go into it with some of the big guns in the East? And Luca Langoni is just kind of having the craziest season ever. Like he's actually like popping off. Like I thought we'd see more Dor Turgeman, honestly. Like he's been kind of quiet. I don't know how you guys felt about Turgeman so far this season.
Yeah, just feeding him correctly.
Well, and that's crazy to say because they have a guy in Carlos Gill, like that's still like again, Carlos Gill, the greatest New England player of the last decade. Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yes.
I mean, he's single-handedly the only reason they're still up here, which is why I'm like, okay, I'm never going to bet against Carlos Gil, but I will bet against the cast around him because the cast around him has let him down. Red Bulls. Anyone liking the Red Bulls? It was fun at the beginning when it was like, oh, look how young this team is. And then it's like, oh, yeah, they have no center backs. As Jeremy
Whoa! Robert Volodare, you watch your mouth.
Would you rather have Robert Volodare, though, start soaking up minutes at SKC or more Ian James, Wyatt Meyer?
I've done my time with Robert Volodare.
Yeah, he's about to get Orb Lorient in this summer. Like he pays his time with Robert Volodare so you can get the Orb Lorient the next season.
If you didn't love me at my Robert Volodare, you don't deserve me at my Orb Lorient. Okay.
That's what I was trying to say, but I forgot the meme template for it. Thank you,
And
Josh.
that's okay. No, it's okay. Yeah, they don't have any center backs, but Mehmeti, man, that kid he's nuts. Like I was seeing World Cup squad shouts for him.
Insane.
I think in terms of levels of fun, I think Red Bulls. I mean, I think their game plan is just to outscore you with like Ruvalcaba, Julian Hall, Cade Cowell if he comes back before the break. Like they have so much firepower, and that's not even counting Forsberg or MLS best striker Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting. So there's just too much firepower, I think, for the Red Bulls to miss out in such a less of a buzzsaw Eastern Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel, who are you seeing out of the East here? I mean, Nashville, Miami, they go without saying, right? They're just the two top dogs. But I mean, we had a little discussion on Charlotte. It doesn't look like Dean Smith's going, but like if like Wilf Zaha's probably gone. He is gone.
Oh,
yeah.
he is gone. Yeah.
He's gone.
It's Wilf Zaha, dude.
It's Wilf Zaha, dude. Gone. Oh, how are you feeling? Like, how are you feeling on Charlotte? Like, do you think they at any point could have a severe drop off? Like, I'm trying to think who is like. There's got to be a team between the two conferences that just tanks completely.
There is every year. Like, I don't. I mean, I don't want to say it could be Charlotte, like it would be Charlotte, but it could be Charlotte because like their biggest problem is scoring goals, and a lot of that was through him, in one way or another, whether it was the pass that feeds it or an assist that's directly or like actually physically scoring it. So I don't know where the goals are going to come from, and I don't know if they're going to go out and get somebody, and that's nerve-wracking. I haven't seen any rumors about that, so. I don't know.
I look at Cincinnati and I think their situation's worse. They haven't had a backline. They haven't had their backline stability. They're using Pavel Buka at the wingback position because they no longer like Ender Ekanike. Like
they're what's it called? The break came at a great time for them.
For sure. I mean, we'll see if they stabilize. Like, and that's probably what will happen. But
and there's two offensive goals, and you're running up points on me on kick base with fucking Kenji and Bomba down. Cincinnati is actually the team that's like lower in the table. Like they're probably going to make top four. If anything, really? I have more faith in them to make top four than any of the other teams that are like in that pack. Like New England's probably going to tank a little bit, but not enough to completely miss the playoffs. Charlotte's the team that's probably going to tank and miss the playoffs because they have 3 more road games than home games during this stretch, during the second half of the season. They're booty cheeks on the road. Apologies to Daniel, but he knows this. So, yeah, it's like Cincinnati seems like the most stable team that can get better. And that's why, like, when you were like, oh, Pat Noonan could probably get fired at the end of the season, things would have to go very wrong for them in the playoffs for that to happen. I think this is one of his best coaching jobs this year.
See, because that was me projecting the next head coaching fire, and it would be it would be Noonan at the semis of the Eastern Conference Final. Like that's where I see realistically the next firing, because you have the talent, you have Evander, right? But then you've seen it firsthand on those big games, right? The playoff, when the lights are brightest. Like there's something about, I mean, and this is long-term Cincinnati, discussion too, but like, I don't know. It's like Columbus feel like that team propped up, ready to get back into it. And then of New York, DC, and Cincy, I mean, New York Red Bulls are also kind of like do you think New York Red Bulls at 5 is stable? Does anyone think that is this their peak, or will they drop from here?
They go to 6th.
And that's their floor, you think? Like because the Red Bulls could also tank completely out of this. No,
how do you figure?
Young squad.
If you're not an enjoyer of fun, maybe.
I think they really need that center back. They really
think an offer comes in for Julian Hall, Mehmeti, Dos Santos, like
too early to sell them.
This Red Bulls team is my 2025 San Jose Earthquakes. Fucking love this Red Bull team. They're so fun.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, so it really is just Charlotte then that's gonna stink it up for everybody on the East, yeah.
If there's going to be a massive drop, it would be Charlotte. And if they don't have a massive drop, it's because they got an actual replacement that can score more goals or create more goals, or they're playing the most absolutely, it'd be haram ball. It would be awesome.
or the other thing that prevents Charlotte. Yeah, the other thing that prevents Charlotte from falling off is if they get ruthless with Abada and they say, we are done with you. We need that.
Yeah, if they can replace both wings, like with DP wingers after the World Cup, like that would be fucking sick. It's just not how they've operated.
Any closing thoughts, fellas? Any final Eastern Conference shouts before we wrap this one up?
I hate how the Eastern Conference has all the geographic advantage in this league. They barely have any time zone skips, and all of their teams, the majority of them, are just ass year after year after year. They always have a cadre of teams in the bottom that are the worst the league has to offer, and I'm fucking sick of it as a Western Conference fan.
Cadre's a great word.
The transfer window pool that Eastern Conference teams always get every single summer. It's about to start happening again. And they're all going to be mediocre with all these great transfers, but it's going to be still awesome to watch. Gets me excited. Gets the juices flowing.
Final thoughts?
Yeah.
No final thoughts. Cadre is a great word.
Beautiful. Well, guys, congratulations on having some of the worst, most bitter takes I've ever heard. Sounds like you want mediocre, pathetic. Jeremy, where can they find you?
You can find me at Sports Guy Jeremy on Twitter. I'm not saying the Elon app anymore. I'm trying to regain the power of the site that it should still be known as. Butterfly website, the Bluesky. Jerry Peter, not Bsky on social. Online on the internet, like website-wise, CascadiaFC.com, where although the World Cup has caused a break in the games, it has not caused a break in my content production, particularly after the news from Memorial Day of the firing of Phil Neville. Now I get to take a look at Ned Grabavoy, a deeper look, and be like, wait a minute, buddy, what is your plan? And also take a look at some of these players on the Timbers who, they have a lot to prove under a new head coach, especially with a fair amount of people giving them a pass for how bad Neville was and how bad he set up this team. But on the whole, I am going to miss Phil Neville and some of these, the person. I'm going to miss the person, Phil Neville, not the coach. And I hope he does end on his feet. I mentioned pundit earlier. International management. seems like a good thing that he might succeed at, given that I don't believe he lost the locker room. I don't think he lost the locker room in Miami either. So
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I think he'd do a pretty decent job as the head coach of a national team. Someone where you don't have to have a
USA.
fuck it. He'd be better than Poch.
True.
He would call up Diego Luna, I'll tell you what.
True.
Oh,
True,
God.
dude.
Josh, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at VoxProMLS. You can also find me on Instagram at VoxProMLS and on TikTok at VoxProMLS. Please, if you want
That's
to
my guy.
buy that at a blue check mark. I need a blue check mark so bad. It is at VoxProMLS.
Daniel, where can they find you?
You can find me at Off to See the Wizards on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. We do a lot of cool content for the World Cup, promoting Kansas City as a city. I just had a big post about how I love my city, Kansas City, and it was pictures that made it look like Spain. It was super sick. You should come check out Kansas City. It's a pretty cool city. I love my city.
True.
You can also see me at Off to See the Wizards at movies coming to you soon.
No.
A lot of cool content.
No, that's not what's happening.
Daniel, by the way, Mr. Offsee the Wizards, I loved the little edit you made about Christian Roldan. So I'm very, very, very pleased about that. And yeah, you did wonderful work on that, I have to say.
Off to See the Wizards actually been producing some bangers lately.
Yeah, you did a good job, man. Yeah, pretty good.
Ooh, you're getting fired from OTC the Wizards.
That's pretty good, Daniel. You did a great job.
Rip, Daniel. You can find me at Box State Footy, at Juanners 715. And yeah, that'll be it, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Interesting interesting MLS pod. We'll see you at the commencement again of the next season. We'll see what we'll probably get some pods in here and there. We don't have the plan quite yet, but yeah. Oh, we lost Joss. In any case, thanks guys for tuning in, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye.